Christina Brown here with the Brown team at Sage Door Realty. Wanted to chat about new construction. Buying a new construction home can be exciting and thrilling and scary all at the same time. And there's a lot of extra things you need to keep in mind and really think about if you're considering purchasing a new construction home. So first of all, what is new construction? Well, just like it sounds, it's brand new. It's never been lived in. Nobody has banged anything up. So that's the number one thing that can be really alluring and appealing to people. There are a lot of things to keep in mind. First of all, before you start looking at new construction, get an agent that's on your side to go with you. That is super, super important. First of all, you go to these new construction sites, they will have an agent on site, but that agent has already signed a contract with that builder. This agent has done numerous transactions with this builder, and this agent is very loyal to that builder. This agent has to do what's in the best interest of the builder. This agent is working against you the entire time. They're not going to give you tips and pointers and things that could benefit you. They just simply can't. So having someone to represent you is super, super important, number one. Number two, you want an agent with lots of experience with new construction. I've done a lot of new construction. When I first got into real estate, I was in Colorado Springs. Business was booming out there. Homes were being built like crazy. Real estate market was awesome. Tons of new construction everywhere. I sold a lot of new construction. So I've learned a lot of these things just by dealing with new construction that I have helped people purchase. A couple of things to keep in mind, just generally speaking, if considering new construction. First of all, remember you're going to pay a premium price for a property that is brand spanking new. Material costs are expensive. Labor is expensive. It's more expensive now than it was when a resale home was built 5 years ago, 10 years ago, etc. The most you're going to pay for a home is going to be in new construction. And you're typically getting less finished square footage for the same money you would get in a resale home. Again, that's appealing to people to have a new home. So I'm not talking you out of it. I'm just saying keep in mind you will get less home for the same amount of money if you compare it to resale. Now, it can be exciting because you do often get to pick the flooring, the colors, the wood trim, the hardware, the appliances, the lighting, and those types of things. You can do all of that in the construction phase when you're having a home built, but keep in mind, everything you add or change or customize is going to typically be more expensive than the general allowances they give you. So if you spend more than the general allowance that you're allowed, they may require you pay additional deposits and earnest money and things throughout the process because customization is customized to you. It may not appeal to the general masses, so depending on what you're picking, if there's overages on allowances, a lot of times they make you pay that up front out of pocket, where you can't finance that into the loan because new construction, it's tricky when we're dealing with appraisals. Because if the builder's building 5 of the same houses in the neighborhood and you have all these crazy upgrades that bring it way over, it may not appraise for all of that, depending on what they are, right? Like finishing a basement, expanding a deck, making it bigger is one thing versus having really expensive lighting that's not really going to add value in an appraisal. Keep that in mind. So the things that buyers do not think about that I have seen when they're looking at new construction is some of the additional costs that they will incur besides the overages for allowances and just wanting to go crazy picking what they want. But there's a few other things. So in new construction, they usually don't install any garage door openers. So if you want to pay a lot of money for a brand new house and then have to lift up the garage door every day, you're going to end up needing to purchase garage door openers after you buy the house. They don't put fences around yards in new construction homes unless you want to pay for that and finance that in. They don't come with curtain rods, curtains, blinds. They have some general landscaping and they'll put sod down and those types of things. But if you don't like what they're doing, you might tear it out, redo it. You just need to think about these things. They'll give you an appliance package which covers dishwasher, stove, microwave, but that allowance doesn't typically include the cost for a fridge or a washer and a dryer. So a lot of times with new construction, you have to go out and buy the matching fridge and you have to go out and buy your washer and dryer unless you have one you're bringing with you. And most of these new construction neighborhoods have HOAs. Know what the HOA fees are. Know what the transfer fees are, because to transfer from the builder to you when you purchase it, there's going to be an extra fee that they are going to pass on to you that you have to pay. Now, one thing that I have learned is appealing about new construction is you'll go look and you get to pick the lot, and maybe behind you is just green space and you're all excited. What you may not know is that green space is another phase of the subdivision that's slated to be built in the future. So before you get too excited picking a lot and going out there and finding your home, know what that land is. If it's part of what the builder's going to continue building more houses, you may think you have green space behind you and end up with 10 more rows of houses. You want to know that. The other thing to keep in mind is budget. You can go way over budget on a new construction home if you allow yourself to. It can be super, super exciting. But again, remember, most of the time they're going to make you pay for those overages out of your pocket, not finance it in. So you have to have those extra funds. There are different ways that you can purchase new construction. So you can go into a subdivision where a builder is building, choose your lot, choose the floor plan, and then customize some finishes. So that's probably the most common thing that we see with new construction. But you can also, if you want to pick, out in the country and you want 3 acres with this beautiful custom home, you can go out and buy the land, hire an architect, hire a builder, general contractor, etc., and have a home built. Now keep in mind, when you buy from a builder in a subdivision with a floor plan, they are getting the construction loan and you just get a mortgage when the home is all built. Easy peasy. You can get, depending on where it is, 0 down to 3.5% down, 5% down payment. Like, you don't have to go crazy. But if you purchase land and then you build on land, that's a totally different kind of loan. You're getting the construction loan. It's a lot more expensive. You have to put a lot more money down. A lot of people don't know this. So do your research if that's the route that appeals to you, because that is another thing that I see come up a lot. The other way you can buy new construction is sometimes builders will start building homes. Sometimes they're what they call spec homes, where they know the market's booming, they know new construction's selling, and they just can't keep up, so they'll just start building new construction homes and pick the latest finishes and colors and so forth that appeals to the masses, so that a buyer can come along when it's 2 months out from being completed or 2 weeks out from being completed and purchase this home that's brand new, that nobody has lived in. They don't get to pick the finishes, but they fall in love with it and they're able to move in quickly. That's called a spec home. So builders a lot of times may have those going on, especially if it's a market where things are selling well and they're confident they're going to sell them if they build them. The other thing that happens is sometimes a buyer will get a loan and have a home built, they have their pre-approval, and then before closing, they lose their job, their loan falls through, something happens and they can't close on the house. Then that builder is stuck with this home that somebody has had built, and they're paying money for their construction loan and incurring all these expenses with no buyer ready to purchase it. Those homes also come up for sale. So there's options out there. You just need to reach out to an agent that knows how to find the information. The other part to that is the timeline can be kind of unpredictable. When you get a home that's already starting to be built and it's already been excavated and they're through that and they've put the foundation in, they have a lot better idea of time frame. The problem is weather is, of course, extremely unpredictable, and that's usually the number one thing that can throw off the timeline. So sometimes you have to be creative, stay with family and friends, or rent somewhere in the meantime and so forth. Or if you have a home to sell, it's tricky timing it out. So we want to, as well as we can, get a really good idea of time frame to help you time everything out leading to that home being completed. Again, there's just so many factors and so many unknowns. So we try to plan as best we can. But the number one best thing you can do is research builders. Do your homework. If you Google and you review and you see what other buyers' experiences have been that own these homes by these builders, you will learn a lot. Not all builders are created equal, so you have to be smart and do some research on your own to make sure you're going to be happy there. And then we're happy to help you, have lots of experience with new construction. So if you have questions, anything I can help with, reach out. Have a great day.